After having 2 days of horrible weather, we had so much rain and it was not very nice. Today, though, everything has changed. We have sunshine. We even have warm weather. Oh my goodness. Welcome once again. We are back together. English Addict is live from the birthplace of the English language, which is, you know where it is. Of course, it is England. We are back together again. It's nice to see you once more here on YouTube. We are live right now at 5 minutes past 2 o'clock. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan. That's me, by the way. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you feeling happy? That is a very important question. There are many people around the world who are unhappy. However, there are many more people around the world who are feeling rather happy, and that is the way they prefer to be. My name is Duncan. I talk about English. You might say that I'm one of these here on my shirt. I am an English addict. And I have a feeling maybe, perhaps you are one of those as well. We are back together again, and I hope you are feeling super duper at the moment. It is nice to see you back on this glorious July day. We are having some rather nice weather for a change. Now, I do know in the south of Europe, southern Europe, very, very hot. So hello to those watching in those hot spots of Europe at the moment. And of course around the world, which is the reason why we are here. Can I start off with a very important announcement? I want to mention that tomorrow it is Claudia's birthday. So happy birthday for tomorrow, Claudia. And here is something I haven't done for a long time. So as a way of celebrating your forthcoming birthday, it will be tomorrow. Claudia, I have one question for you.
What's cooking, Claudia? What have you got in the pot? What's cooking, Claudia? Is it something spicy and hot? Is it something salty or not? Oh, Claudia, what is in the pot?
Claudia, what is in the pot today? Do you have something nice? Or maybe tomorrow you are planning to have some sort of celebration for your birthday, so maybe someone else will be putting something in the pot just for you. So I hope you have a super duper birthday tomorrow, Claudia, and I hope you enjoy it a lot. We also have the live chat. Hello to the live chat. Nice to see you here. Ooh, first on today's live chat we have Beatrice. Congratulations, you are first. It is nice to see you back again. Also, we have Vitas. Hello, Vitas. Your finger is a little bit sleepy today, but you are here anyway. We also have Sharazed. Hello, Sharazed. I don't recognise your name. Is it your first time here on the live stream? Please let me know. Of course, he's here. He is here. Definitely, I've just noticed he's now here on the live chat. We are talking Luis Mendez is here today. Hello, Luis. I was looking through some of my old photographs. I have been busy backing up some of the files from my computer, and I found a very interesting photograph of Luis Mendez. Wearing a very smart suit. Do you remember that, Luis? You sent me that picture because you wanted to show me how you look when you are wearing smart clothing. That was a long time ago. But it is still in my computer and I found it the other day. Don't worry, I'm not going to show it. I never show pictures unless I get permission. So, but I have to say, you look amazing in a suit. And when we talk about suits, especially for men, we are talking about smart trousers, a smart blazer, normally with a shirt and maybe a tie as well. I have to say, I do like wearing a suit. I think a man always looks great when he's wearing a suit. However, these days many people seem to be less interested in wearing clothing such as a suit or maybe a blazer, and especially ties. I've noticed that very few men nowadays wear ties. Mr. Steve was telling me the other day, he said that many of his colleagues, his male colleagues, don't wear ties anymore. However, Steve, he is a little bit old-fashioned. He does still wear his tie for work. So I have to say there is nothing better than wearing a lovely smart suit, maybe for a special occasion, such as a wedding. Maybe you are going somewhere special, maybe a nice celebratory dinner, something like that. So I think sometimes it is nice to wear a suit. However, they can be quite uncomfortable as well. So one of the downsides, one of the things I don't like about wearing a suit is that all of the clothing is very uncomfortable and heavy, especially if you wear a tie, because you have to pull the tie right up close to your neck. And I find the collar and all of that very uncomfortable. So I don't normally, or I don't often, wear suits anymore, even though I do love the feeling it gives me when I'm wearing one. I feel very smart, sophisticated and important. I really do. Who else is here today? We have Mosab. Hello, Mosab. Nice to see you back as well. Hello also to Van Phu Nguyen. Hello to you watching in Vietnam. I think you are. Tanya is here. Hello, Tanya. It's nice to see you back here as well. I know you have been watching recently. It's nice to see you back. Shari or S. Harry Ryan. Hello to you, Harry Ryan. It's nice to see you here as well. Where are you watching? I don't recognise your name. Please tell me where you are watching. I'm always interested to find out. No, it isn't my first time, says Sharazed. Oh, I see. Very nice. Very nice. It's nice to see you back. It is always good when I see people return, because it means I am doing something right. It doesn't happen very often, but sometimes I do things right. Hello also to... who else is here? English is fun. Hello to Poland. And I know you have been watching before. Definitely. Beatrice says, I like to see a man in a suit with a tie or a necktie. We often refer to it as a necktie because that's the place where you wear it, around your neck. I like to see a man in a suit. It is usually in the centre of Buenos Aires. Maybe that is the business area. So maybe there are still people wearing suits and neckties, even though now they have become less popular. Can I tell you something that does annoy me slightly? It's when you see men wearing suits, lovely clothes, smart, and then they wear sneakers instead of shoes. Why? Why would you do that? You've gone to so much effort to look smart, and then you spoil it by wearing sneakers with your suit. I have to say, maybe I am old-fashioned, maybe I am stuck in the past, but I still find the sight of a man wearing a suit with sneakers to be rather annoying, to say the least. Hello to the live chat. It is nice to see so many people here on a Wednesday afternoon. Sauerkraut with sausages, apparently, today. That is what Claudia is cooking. I have to say I am feeling a little bit hungry. I haven't eaten much today, so please sympathise with me. We are going to get stuck in to some very interesting subjects today, including the phrase get stuck in. Now, I think this is an interesting phrase that we often use in English. To get stuck in is an interesting phrase we use in English, and it means to delve deeply into a subject or eagerly do something. So you do something in an excited way. You can't wait to do it. You want to get stuck in. You want to do something in a hurry, or maybe you are excited because you are about to do it. To delve deeply into a subject or eagerly do something, such as eat a meal or carry out a certain task. So you can get stuck in to something. It is often used as a way of describing the feeling of wanting to do something, or maybe to find out more about a certain thing. You get stuck in to something. Quite often, if you have a big meal in front of you and you are hungry, and you might say, I can't wait to get stuck in to this meal. You get stuck in to that meal. You get stuck in to that job. So today we will be getting stuck in to our subject. We are looking at words and phrases connected to your head and your face. That is what we are looking at today, and I hope it will be useful to you. Who else is here? I don't want to miss anyone out, because if I do, I will get into a lot of trouble. No, I don't think I've missed anyone. That is very good. Yes, to get stuck into something means to do something in an excited way. You get stuck in. You want to find out as much as you can about a certain subject. You get stuck into it. You do something with a lot of excitement. So yes, we are looking at the words and phrases connected to your head and your face. All of that coming a little bit later on. I hope you will stick with that as well. A lot of people apparently were watching the King of England today, because it was the King's speech which he gave today, announcing all of the plans for the new government. Of course, we do have a new government in this country. I think it's almost 10 days since we had a new government. And today, the King of England, he was standing in Parliament announcing all of the plans for the new government. Whether anything will change, because you know my thoughts on this, quite often it doesn't matter who is in control of a country. Quite often not much changes. Most things will stay the same. Yes, I think sometimes men don't take much pride in their appearance as they used to. Now I remember the days when if you went down to London and you walked around London, you would see men wearing bowler hats, black suits with a very smart tie, quite often carrying an umbrella as well, and a briefcase. So that was the typical view of the city gent that you would see in London many, many years ago. Nowadays, not so much. In fact, I don't think you ever see anyone wearing a bowler hat. And for those who are wondering what a bowler hat is, it is the type of hat that was worn by Laurel and Hardy, the famous silent movie comedians, and they would both wear a bowler hat. But you used to see people wearing them normally on a normal day. You would see a gent in the city, normally in London, walking around wearing a bowler hat. But you don't see them anymore. No one wears them. Perhaps one day they will come back into fashion. And as you know, I love hats very much. I am very interested in hats. And of course, I do like wearing them as well, very much. Last week, we were talking about the quality of things, the quality, how good something is, the quality, whether something is good or bad. And there was a phrase that I remembered from many years ago when we were taught history. And it's strange how this particular word is still used, but in a different way. The word is flagship. So there it is on the screen. I've put it up there. Flagship. And in naval terms, when we are talking about the military on the sea, we talk about the leader of a fleet of ships, normally referring to naval vessels. So the leader of a fleet is often referred to as the flagship because it carries the colours or the flag of the nation. But these days we can also say flagship when we are referring to the best quality of a thing that has been manufactured. So the flagship of a certain type of product, maybe a car. So the highest level or the highest quality of a certain type of car, the flagship of that company might be the highest level of quality that they produce their things in. You can have a flagship television. So maybe a certain company that makes televisions, Sony, Panasonic, Samsung, there are many more, I know, they will make levels of TVs, different qualities, different specifications. So at the very top, the highest quality that they produce will be described as their flagship, the flagship product, the highest quality. Of course, that also means quite often it will be the most expensive of their items. So maybe if you wanted to buy a really high quality television, you would buy their flagship model. That would be the best quality, the highest specifications. When was the last time you bought a new television? Was it a while ago? The last time we bought our television was way back in 2015. So 9 years since we bought a new television. But it wasn't a flagship television because we couldn't afford it, and we still can't afford it. So if you want to buy some very high quality item, We will always describe it as the flagship of that particular line of items. You can have a flagship car, the highest quality that exists. The things that are manufactured, something that is at the highest quality level, is the flagship. I hope that's useful to you. In a few moments we are looking for words and phrases connected to head and face. All of that coming up a little bit later on. Partridge. Hello, Partridge. Nice to see you back here as well. There is no need to buy new TVs. We have smartphones nowadays. The problem is, of course, smartphones are not very large. The screens are not very big. I still like to watch things on the television. So the television that I have in the living room is quite big. I think it's 55 inches. Now I know what you're going to say, Mr. Duncan. There are many larger televisions available nowadays. I have seen some for sale that are 85 inches. Can you imagine having an 85-inch television in your house? It would be like going to the cinema, and I think it would be very uncomfortable to watch, to be honest. So mine is only 55 inches. It's not a huge television. There are much larger ones, to be honest. Hello, Mr. Duncan. Tanya. Oh, hello. Can you say hello to Mr. Steve as well? I will say hello to Mr. Steve. Steve is going to the dentist today. Oh, naughty Mr. Steve. He is having a filling. He has a cavity in one of his teeth. So Mr. Steve is going to the dentist today. He has been very naughty. He hasn't been brushing his teeth properly. I have punished him because of it, of course. 1900 Ellen. Hello, Ellen. 100 inches is better. I've never seen a 100-inch television. I know nowadays, because nowadays, of course, you can make screens as large as you want because of this modern technology. So you can make a monitor or a TV screen as large as you want it. The only downside, the only problem is they are still very expensive. So that's another reason why my television is only 55 inches. Because the larger ones are incredibly, very, unbelievably expensive. Also, I don't think it would fit in the house, if I was honest with you. Palmyra is here, but now she is going. See you later, Palmyra. I know you have things to do, places to go, people to see, maybe a job that you have to do. Is it hot at the moment in Paris? How hot is it in Paris? We have 22. Ooh. Now, I know what you're going to say, Mr. Duncan, that is not hot. That is cool. 22 Celsius here is hot. Everyone is getting excited because we've had so much awful weather over the past few days. Hello, Rungsack. I haven't seen Rungsack here for a long time. Hello to you as well. Thank you for joining me. I prefer watching the big screen. I agree with you. I have to say, I don't like watching things on my phone, even though I have a tablet as well. But the tablet device is only 11 inches, so it's still too small to watch something for a long time. So if I had the choice, quite often, especially nowadays, because you can watch YouTube on your television. So quite often I will watch YouTube videos, or I will watch my favourite YouTube publishers on my television. So I will go into the living room, and I will sit and watch YouTube as if I'm watching something on the television. And to be honest with you, there is far more entertainment on YouTube than there is on any of the TV channels here in the UK, I have to say. Partridge says, Mr. Duncan, your prediction was correct for the Euro final. Yes, I was right. I even think I got the score right. Did I actually guess the score? Because I think I did. I think I said that Spain would win by 2-1 or 2-0, something like that. So yes, I did predict correctly, even though, can I just say right now, before anyone complains, I am not a football expert. I am not into football. I know very little about football. So for those wondering, don't worry. I'm not one of these experts who know everything there is to know about football. Just in case you are wondering, we have a very interesting subject coming up in a few moments. I hope you will stick with me. English Addict is with you on a Wednesday afternoon, and I have to say it is very nice being with you again. I hope you will stick around. Don't go away.
I'm a big boy now.
English Addict is with you on a Wednesday afternoon. It is so nice to have you here with me, and I hope the pleasure is yours as well. It's nice to see so many people here. BP, hello Mr. Duncan, thank you for making free English videos. The videos are very useful. Thank you very much, BP. Also Andrea Chiambi, who says, "Hello, Mr. Duncan. This is Andrea from Rome. I have been following your videos since your very beginning in China. When could we have the pleasure to host you and Mr. Steve here in Rome?" Well, who knows? As I always say, there is always an opportunity for something to happen, whatever it is. So who knows? Maybe again in the future. Because, of course, we did spend a few days in Rome just 3 or 4 weeks ago. We had a wonderful time in Italy. So who knows? We might come back again. In fact, I'm pretty sure we will come back because we had the most amazing time. If you've never been to Italy, it is a place that you must go to and spend a bit more time there. That's one of the only things I was slightly annoyed about was I felt as if we should have had much more time. We should have stayed longer in Rome because it is one of the most fascinating places I've ever been to. So much history is there, you see. That's why. So thank you very much for your offer, Andrea. It is very kind of you to do that. Hello to Dr. Duckard. How many days will this live stream be going? Well, just today. I'm normally here for 1 hour, but I am with you every Sunday as well. So you can watch me twice a week on Wednesday and also Sunday. And the time is always the same. 2 p.m. UK time is when I'm here with you. So now you know. Today we are looking at words and phrases connected to the head and the face. I would imagine that you know quite a few of them. To be honest with you, when I was researching all of the phrases connected to the face, I realised that there are actually hundreds, maybe too many. So I'm not going to cover all of them. I won't be looking at all of the faces today, but some of them, the most popular ones, I will try to include today. So we are looking at words and phrases connected to the head and also the face. First of all, the word head can be used in many ways. Oh, are you intrigued? We can say that the end is the head or something that is at the furthest point on an object, the end of an object. Maybe the top part of something can be the head. So quite often, if you look at something and there is an extra part added on the top, we can describe that as the head. In engineering, quite often, the top of an engine or maybe a mechanical piece of equipment, the top will often be referred to as the head. The highest level of something can be the head. So maybe a person with a very high up position in a company, maybe they have responsibility. We can describe them as the head of the organisation or the head of the company. We can also use head as a verb as well, to move in a certain direction, to go in a certain direction or towards a certain place. You move, you head somewhere, you head up, you head over, you head around, you head down. So we can use it also to describe movements. The word head can be used in many ways. The uppermost part of the body, the human body, the part of the body that is connected to your shoulders via your neck is the head. I have a feeling you know that already. I really do think maybe you are already aware of that. I think so. The central thinking part of the body, otherwise known as the brain, can also be referred to as head. We can say that something is all in your head. It is all up here in your mind. So when we are referring to a person's mind or their brain, or maybe something going on inside their conscience or their subconscious, we can say mind or head. It is all going on up here in my head. Quite often we are referring to the mind. The highest level of authority can be described as the head of the company, the head of a department, a person with authority or responsibility. The highest level of authority can be the head. For example, he is the head chef. So he is the person who is responsible for everything in that particular environment. In this place, or in this case, it is the kitchen. He is the head chef. That is the person with the highest authority. To take charge or be responsible for arranging a certain thing. You might head a team. You might be in charge of a group of people or a certain thing that you have to carry out. You head the team. You are controlling that group of people. You will be directing them. You will be telling them what to do and how to do it. So as you can see already, there are many uses of the word head. As I mentioned a few moments ago, to move away or go off in a certain direction, we can use the word head. We will head north. So that means we will move or we will travel in that particular direction. That is the direction we will be going in. Here are some phrases, head phrases connected to the head. Stay calm, don't panic, keep your head. So if a person keeps their head, it means they stay calm, they don't panic, they don't worry too much about a certain thing happening. They stay cool, they stay relaxed, they keep their head. They don't panic. You keep your head. Of course, there is the opposite. You can lose your head. To panic and lose control of your emotions. A person might become so upset, they become angry, or they lose control of their mind and their emotions. You lose your head. You become angry, outraged, or maybe you panic over something. To panic or lose control of your emotions. We can say that you lose your head or you've lost your head. A person who behaves in an odd or crazy way can be described as a head case. I know what you're thinking, and it's not true. A person who behaves in an odd or crazy way can be described as a head case. A person who might seem odd or unusual, or maybe they act in a very bizarre way. Maybe a person who has gone completely mad is a head case. To survive or to be able to economically live, you keep your head above water. It's a very interesting phrase, this. It can be used in many ways, but you keep your head above water. It means you are surviving. You are getting by. You are managing to live and survive. You are just about keeping your head above water to survive or be able to economically live. So that means you have enough money, or maybe you have enough resources to survive. £50 will help me keep my head above water. So in that particular sentence, we are saying that a certain amount of money will help you to survive. You will make it through the week. You will be able to keep your head above water. A very interesting and some might say dramatic phrase. Football. Hello. We have football. By the way, I am not an expert. I know that I did predict correctly the score last Sunday. I know. Hello to Jana. Hello, Jana. Jana Zolotova or Zolotova. Hello, Jana. Nice to see you here. I don't recognise your name. Mr. Duncan, you pronounced my name wrong. It should be Da'ad or Dahir. Okay, I hope I pronounced it right this time. To change direction of a ball using your head. We describe it as a header. Header. You can see there the spelling on the screen. So if a football player manages to change the direction of the ball using his head, we describe it as a header. Of course, these days a lot of people think that that is a very dangerous thing to do because they think it might damage the inside of your head. So a header, to change the direction of a ball using one's head. In a phrase, we might say, a last-minute header won them the match. So a header is the way of describing the change of direction of a football using your head. Here's another phrase using the word head. You might have a heads up. Heads up. This is a warning given to someone in the form of information. So I might tell you something, I might give you some information that will be useful to you, normally as a type of warning. So there is a sort of warning being given, some information that might be useful. I will give you a heads up before any changes are made. So you are going to give some information to another person that will be useful to them before an event happens. You are giving them a warning. You are giving them some useful information that they can use. Another head phrase, if something comes to a head, to come to a head, the point of conflict or occurrence. So a point at which something happens, maybe pressure that has been building up for a long period of time will suddenly come to a head. So the point of conflict or the occurrence of something that has been building up, we can say that it will come to a head. It will come to a head when they meet in person. So maybe two people who are going to meet together, and we know that they don't like each other, and we know that they will start arguing and fighting as soon as they meet. We can say that that situation will come to a head. It will create some sort of conflict, some sort of problem. It is an interesting phrase that we often use, and it is one that uses the word head. We also have some other phrases coming up that use the word face. As I mentioned earlier, there are many uses of the word face in English. Many expressions, many idioms, many ways of using the word face. So these are not all of them. These are just some of them. Some of the words and phrases connected to face. And they are coming on your screen right now. Face phrases. That's not easy to say, by the way, face phrases. It's not easy to say. You might have to face the music. A great example of a phrase using face. To deal with a bad situation directly by facing it. So we can say that you face something as a verb. You face that thing. You are looking directly at it. To face something is to come up towards a thing that is real, or maybe we can use it figuratively as well. So in this situation we are using it figuratively. We are saying that a person has to deal with a bad situation directly by facing it. You will have to face the music and accept your punishment. Sometimes we have to face the music. We have to face the problem, or maybe the result of our own actions. You have to face the music. A person might save face. If you save face, it means you are protecting your own dignity, or you are trying to hide your own shame. So a person who saves face is trying to avoid being humiliated. You are trying to keep your good name, or maybe your reputation. You don't want to be seen as a fool, or you don't want to suffer any type of embarrassing situation, so you will try to save face. It is something many people do, because there is nothing worse than looking foolish in front of others. Of course, we can have the opposite, which is lose face. If you lose face, it means you are humiliated or shamed in an embarrassing way. You lose face. So a person might do something that is embarrassing, or maybe it might reflect badly on them as a person, or maybe their reputation might be spoiled. You lose face. It is something that many people try to avoid. He does not want to lose face over his mistake. And quite often, a mistake that you make will mean that you might have to lose face. Or maybe if you are beaten in a contest, or maybe another person is right about something, but you are wrong, you lose face. Here's another one, another phrase using the word face. There are many, many. Face off. To face off means to battle or confront a certain thing. You have a face off, or maybe you face off with someone. The protest led to a face off with the police. So you can say that two groups come together and they have a face-off. It means they are in conflict with each other. They meet together and they start to confront each other. We can also say face-off, or of course you can meet face to face. Show your face. Here's an interesting phrase. To show your face means to make a visible appearance at a place. You show your face. You arrive. You turn up. You attend. You show your face. He will show his face later if he has time. That means he will come here, he will be here, he will be present, you will see him. He will show his face. You might go face to face, as I said a few moments ago. If you go face to face, or of course we can say head to head, it means to make a direct confrontation or have a discussion of some sort. You go face to face. You go head to head. They will go face to face at the next debate. So if two people come together to debate, they will meet face to face. It can be as a conflict, or it might just be as a discussion. To be in someone's face. To be in someone's face. To constantly annoy or harass someone is to be in their face. A person who is always complaining to you or bothering you, and they won't leave you alone. They are always in your face. You have been in my face all day. That means you have been annoying me all day. You've been complaining to me. You've been telling me to do things. You've been in my face. To be in someone's face. Here's another one, because of course I do enjoy eating food. Sometimes I like to stuff my face, which means eat. You eat. Maybe you eat in a very greedy way. Maybe you are hungry and you eat the food. No. Like that. You stuff your face. Maybe you sit around watching the television and you have lots of junk food around you and you just sit there eating and eating. We can say that you are stuffing your face. To eat food in a greedy manner. You sit around all day stuffing your face with junk food. Why? Are you lazy? Come on. Get up from that couch. You've been sitting around all day stuffing your face with rubbish. Another one. To have egg on your face. If a person has egg on their face, it means they have suffered public humiliation. Something has made them feel embarrassed or ashamed. To suffer public humiliation through a silly mistake. You have egg on your face. He sat there with egg on his face after telling that awful joke. So maybe you say something in public in front of other people. Maybe you make a comment that is not true, or maybe you make a joke that is not very funny. We can say that you have egg on your face because you are now embarrassed by your action. We have just 3 more. To have a long face. If a person has a long face, it means they appear miserable and unhappy. They have a long face. I knew he was not in a good mood by his long face. I looked at his face and I knew he wasn't happy. He had a long face. A very useful and often used phrase. The front of a person's head is the face. The features of a face convey emotion. So by looking at a person's face, sometimes or quite often you know how they feel. Maybe they look happy. Maybe they don't look very happy at all. Maybe they look angry. The word countenance is the mood shown on a person's face. So when we describe a person's countenance, we are describing their appearance. We can judge their mood from the look on their face. Just by looking at their expression on their face, we know how they are feeling. We describe it as their countenance. The front of an object is often referred to as the face. So the face of a building. Quite often it is the part of a building that is facing outwards. The front of a building is the face. The face of a building, or the face of a clock, of course. There you can see my clock behind me saying 3 o'clock. That is the time right now. The face of a building or the face of a clock. The value of a banknote is often described as having face value. So when we talk about the face value of a banknote, we are talking about how much that banknote is worth. £50, £20, £10. You look at the face value. You look at how much that thing is worth. There are many, many, many more words and phrases connected to face, and I'm sure you will spend a lot of time, if you do decide to do it, a lot of time will be spent looking at all of those phrases. I hope they have been useful, and I hope you have enjoyed today's live stream. It is something I do every Wednesday. I'm here every Wednesday talking to you live, and of course don't forget I am back on Sunday from 2 p.m. UK time. Next Sunday I will be here. Mr. Steve will also be here on Sunday. I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream, and I really do hope I will see you again on Sunday. Thank you very much for your company. See you later. Take care of yourselves. I hope you have a good week. Enjoy the rest of your week. There will be some new lessons as well on my YouTube channel, so don't forget that. There will be lots of new lessons as well. This is Mr. Duncan, that's me by the way, saying thanks for watching. If you like this, then give me a lovely like as well. That would be lovely. I will be ever so happy if you do that. And of course, until the next time we meet, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Stay happy, stay safe. Keep that smile upon your face as you walk amongst the human race. And I will see you soon. And of course, ta-ta for now. Have a good week.